know you like that. How long you been back, man? And when this beat drop, I know they gon' lean. World debut, I know they gon' fiend. Everything Mississippi to the Palm Springs. Girls from brunettes down to blonde queens. You know you like that. 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 You know you like that.
And welcome to the final home game for your San Diego Superbloom versus Oregon Soar, visiting all the way from Oregon in this first heat wave of the summer. It is 81 degrees out there, folks, but I gotta tell you, it probably feels like 91 degrees out on the turf. I am here as your color commentary, Jory Moore, and with me is play-by-play commentary, Neha Weinkenker.
Hello, everybody at home. Glad to be here and glad to have my good friend Jory back in the booth with me.
Thank you, thank you.
So we did get a chance to go down to the field and talk to both coaching staffs. Oregon coach told us that a lot of the players came in today around between 10 and 1 o'clock this afternoon. So players trying to settle in, getting adjusted to the heat. It's something a little bit different for them, being from mostly Oregon. But, you know, she really emphasized the goal for this team is to really just carry on the legacy of what they have started. Obviously, Oregon Soar is a new team. They have kind of gone through a renaissance. All of Oregon Ultimate kind of has gone through a renaissance this year. And so I think she emphasized really focusing on fundamentals and investing in the players that they have in order to make this team really successful for future years.
Yeah, definitely. Going into this game, Oregon is riding a record of 0-4. As you mentioned, they are the newest team to the league. This is their first year in the league as Oregon Soar. They are led by a vast amount of experience in the coaching staff with Putnam and Zhejiang having a combined, 30-plus years in the Oregon Ultimate scene, both as players and coaches. Zhejiang as a player in the WUL with the former Oregon Onyx team, having a great record while a player on that team. And so they're bringing all of that experience into this game for their younger players. Their youngest player on the team is actually still in high school.
Yeah.
And that's Helen Burris, is a high school player graduating this year, out here as a semi-pro athlete. That's amazing.
I mean, that's a really strong testament to the investment that Oregon is putting into their players and their team, really investing in the youth and giving players an opportunity to have that professional experience is something that's just going to pay dividends in the future.
Definitely. And then on the other side, we do have San Diego Superbloom coming into this game still undefeated, having just guaranteed their spot to championship weekend on, I believe it is June 1st weekend in San Francisco. The other teams that are in the championship bracket are Colorado as well as Seattle, and the last one is actually the Falcons out of San Francisco. So they'll be hosting, out of Bay Area, and they will be hosting the championship weekend. So Superbloom going into this, what is their mindset? We were down there talking with their coaches, with Coach Goose Helton. They're riding an undefeated record. They're already in the championship weekend. What are they focusing on for this game?
Yeah, Coach Helton was explaining that the mindset is every point counts. They're not trying to ease the gas. They're trying to swing this momentum and give the team the confidence that they need in order to win it all and finally get that championship that they have been so close to year after year. He said that they're not planning to really change much up from what they have been doing in the past. It's been successful for them. but want to maintain the same level of intensity that they've had for the past games. Quick break to just what's going on in the field. As you know, Mother's Day is tomorrow, so we've got some special celebrations for the mothers on the team. So we've got on the Oregon Soar side, Coach Putnam and Jelly Boyden, both mothers who have come down to San Diego to play and coach. And then on the Superbloom side, we also have Coach Amy Schlabach and coach and player Amanda Rutland, who both are mothers on the team in San Diego. So sweet little tribute, the Superbloom board giving out some flowers to celebrate the mothers on the team. Back to what we were talking about earlier, about what Coach Helton was saying. They have actually shifted a little bit and have, from previous years, and have been playing very even lines. And you'll see that most across the statistics, they have pretty consistent amount of players playing points per game. I think he mentioned that the goal is to really make sure that they're playing the depth of their roster. These games are long and hard, and though they are some mega stars on San Diego, as we know, Dina Alamelik and Kayla Helton among the likes, it's important to allow the other players to grow and blossom and showcase the depth of San Diego's roster. So I think we'll see a lot of new faces in San Diego showing what they can on this field and making the last home game a very special one. So I'm looking forward to see what they bring.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this matchup. These teams have not seen each other yet this season, and seeing how each team approaches the goals that they've set out for themselves going into this play. Oregon Soar, this is their second to last game of the season, so they mentioned focusing on just building that chemistry, focusing on themselves and what kind of team atmosphere, what kind of team mentality they want, not just for this season as they do have this game and then their last home game against Seattle next weekend, but in the future seasons as well. And Superbloom, like you said, trying to ring in that championship, that elusive title out of championship weekend, and working towards strengthening the plays that they have in existence already, just the tinkering of it all. Mm-hmm. And those are definitely different goals, different mindsets going into this game, but hoping that they come together to give a great show for us here in the San Diego Heat, as well as those of us watching at home.
So, Jory, who are the players to watch for both sides?
Yeah, so on the Superbloom side, we have Mars Bao, Mika Leslie, and Tori Gray, as well as Teresa Zettner as players to watch. For Superbloom, this is a range of players, Mars Bao and Tori Gray. This is both of their first semi-pro season with Superbloom.
And we're off now. We've got a big pull from Oregon Soar, landing about in the middle of the field here.
We are seeing the wind picked up a little bit after the warm-up.
The pickup, shoots deep to Helton. Proclemba on the mark. Looking around, but finds Kai Phillips. No problem.
Wow, a very quick score to start. Definitely a pull play drawn up and executed by Superbloom. Coming out of the gate fast, and as Coach Goose Helton mentioned, trying to get every point matters, because point diff will affect how things are placed for championship weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Currently, Colorado and San Diego both at the same goal differential.
And San Diego sees Colorado next weekend.
That's right. That'll be an exciting matchup for sure. All right.
On the Oregon side, our players to watch are Rachel Egan, Jackie Matonis, and Elle Norton. These are a dynamic set of players. We have Rachel Egan is both an O&D player, an anchor. Jackie Matonis, a handler for Oregon Soar. And Elle Norton, a young star on D-line.
We've got a pull from Dina Alamelik. Oregon Soar O-line out there. Vogel with the disc. Finds Coles. Coles looking upfield, but nothing there. Vogel goes up line. Hits Egan. Vogel again. Back to Burris. Takahashi hits it deep. It's floating, but nobody there. The wind took that away.
We also see Kristen Prajunas out there for her first and last home game of the season.
That's true. A notable missing San Diego Superbloom player who's not been at any of the home games yet. A massive defense powerhouse for San Diego. We see Iwamoto picking up the disc on the sideline. On the low side of the field, you see the high side of the field.
Rachel Egan on that mark.
Finds Walter upfield going up line, who shoots deep. Prajunas in the area. Can she keep it in? Nope. Flies out of bounds.
Definitely see that wind pushing the disc out of bounds on that far side of the field.
Hancock with the pickup. With Keaton on the mark.
Walking it back up to where it actually went out. Again, wind pushing the disc out.
We got Oregon in their host stack here. Hancock looking, swings it to the break side. Finds Burris. Burris is looking. Hits Takahashi in the back. Losing yards a little bit. Moves it up to find Luke. Back to Burris. Hancock in the middle of the field now. Looking upfield, but not much movement there. Almost a D there by San Diego. Luke manages to gain a few yards to Egan. Back to the backfield. Got Hancock on the disc. Coles goes upfield. Oh, and an unfortunate bobble there by Oregon.
Looks like Rebecca Ellis did get in the way there.
Iwamoto hits Walter. Walter looking upfield to a wide open Prajunas. Prajunas shoots it deep. Got Bile in the area, but two Oregon players. Oh, and a good D there from help D. Just with Hancock on the far side of the field. Looking to swing it. A great upline look there. Coles hits Egan upfield. Oregon moving it up nicely. Takahashi on the sideline. Looking for a dump. Good defense there by San Diego. Hancock with the save. San Diego playing a little bit of a poach D there in the middle. Takahashi now again on the sideline. Shoots it deep. Oh, and a D there by Ellis.
Ellis there again.
Ellis to Sally Malik. Players taking their time to set up. Hits Iwamoto upfield. Oh, and a good save by Walter. Walter hits Prajunas upfield for a couple yards. Who gets Ellis? Ellis looking deep. Meredith Bile is there. Can she get it this time? Oh, and another D. Great work by Oregon Soar. I think that was Hancock in the area.
I think it was Burris.
You're right, Burris, excuse me.
Hancock picking up.
Hancock on the disc. Swings it wide to Matonis. Cole's in the middle of the field now. Looking upfield, but not much movement. Another poach D there by San Diego. Ella Melick in the lane. Finally hits Meredith Bile for a third time in the end zone. That is a break from San Diego.
That is the first break of the game. San Diego now 2, Oregon 0. Definitely looking like those deep shots on both ends, but especially more towards the, if you're looking on your screen, the right side of the field. Those are popping up. Let's see this replay here. We see Kimber Coles with the disc there, and that's the poach from Ellie Melick. Getting it to Ellis, who looks for Meredith Bile for a third chance for the score. But yeah, those shots deep.
Third time is the charm.
Yeah. The shots deep definitely popping up and hanging maybe a little longer than intended for the receivers, and causing defense to have a chance to put pressure and make a play on those deep shots.
Yeah, I think San Diego is doing a really good job of containing the downfield cutters for Oregon on that point. There was a lot of side-to-side movement from the Oregon handlers, but not aside from a few kind of breakaway opportunities, Oregon had some trouble moving that up the field.
Yeah, Superbloom playing their classic kind of saggy look on the handlers and then playing really tight on the downfield cutters. Here we are.
Nelson with the disc. Swings it to Vogel. Norton in the area. Good save there by Dennehy, who shoots it deep. Oh, man, but Camrat can't catch up to it.
Yeah, it looks like that was 23, Ren Vogel, who made that shot. And again, the disc sailing a little bit on that edge zone when we're looking towards the right side of the field.
We got Ishii with the pickup. Finds Tori Gray, who shoots it deep. Schultz in the area, but there's two Oregon players. Great defensive pressure there by number 28. Oregon on the sideline now. Swinging. Bartlett. Bartlett finds Vogel. Vogel hits Nelson in the middle of the field. Oh, great upline look there. Morgan. Offense moving it up the field quickly now. Shooting it deep. Ishii in the area, but what a grab there. Amazing grab there.
Yeah, that is number 17, Jenica Villamor, with the grab there, able to read the disc and take the score, putting Oregon on the board.
That was actually Elle Norton.
Elle Norton, my bad. The shorts are blowing in the wind, folks. And here we have that shot. Great grab there. And then the shot into the end zone where we have Elle Norton with the highest point grab right there.
What a great grab there.
Stylish grab.
Yes. All right, we've got Oregon again here with the pull. Jones with the disc, finds Helton upfield. Looking, Zettner there, but not open. Ishii for the easy swing. No mark on Ishii or Helton. There's Oregon now. Alexa Stamba in the middle of the field. Looking upfield. Opts for a break side dump to Kayla Helton. Finding Avery Jones in the middle of the field. Kayla Helton fakes deep, but opts for Kai Phillips in the middle of the field. Zettner with the possession-grabbing save and a cheeky pass to find Anna Savinsky in the end zone. San Diego smooth as the heck of a spoon, really.
Yeah, great forward momentum there, and when it wasn't there, they had break motion to get on the other side of the field. Let's take a look at that again. There we see Helton finding Phillips. Phillips shooting for what it looks like Stamba, and Zettner able to reel that in, and an immediate look to leading Anna Savinsky for the score.
San Diego really wasting no time on that possession. I mean, a very quick score there. Really using the time well in this first quarter.
We see coaches out there, Putnam and Zhejiang, talking to their O-line, getting them prepped for this point. Kimber Coles out there on the Oregon O-line, Oregon staple, also affectionately known and called Kimber Goals.
I get that. All right, we got the pull from Ellie Melick. Floating nicely, almost all the way into Oregon's end zone. Hancock with the disc, looking upfield. San Diego coming in with their sag. Luke in the middle of the field. Goes wide and finds Matonis. Matonis hits the sideline. Back to Matonis. Shooting it deep. There's 2 people there. Oh, and Pajunas in the area, but what a grab by Butterfield.
Yeah, amazing read and box out by Butterfield there. Butterfield coming from California Ultimate by the way of Stanford, moving to Oregon recently. Let's get a look at that shot again. Here we see Burris with a disc.
Great power position for Matonis there. Ooh, and almost a foot block by Alamelec, but great positioning from Butterfield to just block out Pajunas. One of the better defenders in the air in the league.
Yeah, Butterfield and Pajunas probably seeing each other in club, as well as Butterfield had played on Fury in the past. Oregon now on the defense, pulling to Bloom, getting a chance to show off their defensive look. Here we go.
We got Poklemba with the pull. Nice floaty pull there. But an offside's called from Oregon. Offsides meaning the players on Oregon crossed the line before the pull left the hands of the puller, allowing San Diego to take the disc at the brick mark here.
Yeah, San Diego signaling that they will take the offsides, and that's why they don't catch a pull and are able to walk it up.
We got Margot Neeson with the disc.
It's actually to half field.
Oh, yeah, to half field. New format for WL. Oregon in their zone now. We see Iwamoto popping through with Leslie and Nissen. Throws it over the disc. Finds Weaver. Weaver looking back for Iwamoto. Shoots it over the heads of the cup. Manages to hit Gray. Back to Weaver. Swings it wide. Leslie on the sideline. Gray with the disc now, looking upfield. Able to hit Weaver. Back to Gray. Doing a quick give and go here. And a nice look there from Tori Gray to find Caitlin Weaver in the end zone.
Yeah, Oregon Soar putting out that junk look, and Superbloom just doing their best and succeeding in moving the disc as fast as possible so the cup could not keep up. Let's take a look at that replay. We see Weaver with the grab, right back to Gray. Looking for Weaver, keeping eyes on Weaver for a nice little button hook cut.
Lots of good back and forth there and chemistry between these players in San Diego. I mean, San Diego is definitely an older program, but Weaver and Gray both new to the squad this year. So glad to see that chemistry has really developed throughout the season.
Definitely prior development on flip side in the past club season as well.
Yes, that's true. We got Helton with the disc. Wind really gusting here. Oregon offense coming in hot. Center of the field. Back to Bartlett. Bartlett hits Dennehy. Back to Bartlett. Going to Norton. Finding Egan in the middle of the field. Back to Norton. Norton looking upfield. Playing back with the handlers a little bit. Oh, and an unfortunate swing and miss from Oregon there. The wind probably carrying that further than they wanted. Yuichi now trapped on the sideline. Avery Jones looking to go up line. Manages to sneak it in. Hits upfield Teresa Zedner, who shoots it deep. She's got Howland in the zone. Oh,
dropping at the last second.
That's unfortunate.
Oregon Soar with an opportunity to punch in this O point.
Oregon with the disc. The disc pops up. San Diego in the area. Zedner with the D there. Hits Ishii. Back to Jones in the middle of the field. San Diego getting ready to set up their end zone set. Kayla Helton going up line. Ooh, and a quick pass, finding Alexa Stampa in the end zone. Easy looks for San Diego there. The offense really just putting on the Jets as soon as that turn happened. Wasting no time.
Yeah, great movement there by San Diego. Let's get a look at that replay. This is where we see that disc pop up. Zettner there, and Jones, just making sure that it does come down as the San Diego block. And then here we see Zettner and Jones playing a little back and forth in front, and Helton to Stamba for the score. Good, clean end zone offense there.
Yeah, I mean, it really looked like San Diego is trying to put the gas pedal, score as many points as they can, because as you mentioned at the beginning, the goal differential really matters for championship weekend on placement of the bracket. So,
yeah, trying to rack up the points before they face Colorado, which could arguably be one of their most difficult games of the season so far.
Exactly. So we've got Alamelec with the pull. Floating nicely. Sort of come to.
Hancock moving Soar offense up the field.
Russ with the disc. Oh, a good save by Butterfield. Ooh, shoots it. Oh no, and an unfortunate pop-up from the disc. But lands the hand in Iwamoto. Alamelec with the disc in the center of the field. Iwamoto grabs it. Faking upfield, but opts for Ellis for the dump. Hitting Pete in to Walter. Walter shooting it deep. Alamelec in the area. Oh, and a great grab. Matonis unable to knock it down. Ooh, no. Foul called, I think.
I don't think
no, it's
actually
not a foul.
Just like a really uncharacteristic bobble release from Ellie Mellick there, but Ellie Mellick now gonna have an opportunity for redemption on the mark.
Well, that was interesting.
Oregon on their on the goal line.
Happens
Long
to the
way to
best
work
of
it
us,
up.
I guess. Hancock to the middle of the field. Back to the sideline. Oh, and drop there, unfortunately.
Looks like this bit of wind is making that disc a little unpredictable for our players.
Iwamoto with the pickup on the sideline. Nelson on the mark. Trapping. Hits the around to Ellis. Ellis is Alamelec, who hits Pajunas. Great focus in the end zone.
And a great release there from Ellie Mellick.
Happens. It does happen to the best of us.
It really does. Sometimes
really the best of the best.
You're telling your body, yeah, I'm going to throw this flick, and then what happens is something entirely different. But Ellie Mellick redeeming there for an assist to Pajunas for the score. Let's take a
All right, let's see this replay
here. And that's the bobble there that gave the disc back to Superbloom Dolphins. We see Ellie Mellick continuing that break side movement to Pajunas.
Man, you can see the trajectory of the disc really kind of unpredictably jumping up and down. I think the players are going to need to maintain a lot of focus on these seemingly simple passes to make sure that discs reach open hands.
Definitely. And you probably just saw on your screen there, we actually have the UCSD pep band with us in the stands to give us some iconic music for this final home game.
Schultz with the pull. Oregon offense out there, ready to go. Bartlett hits Vogel, who hits Norton on the sideline. Back to Vogel. Quick give and go between Norton and Vogel. Oh no, and an unfortunate miscue there from Oregon.
Yeah, Weaver getting in the way there.
Ellis with the pickup.
Looking like an end zone.
Hits Schultz in the front of the stack.
Ooh,
no one in the back. But Ellis able to make that cut. Weaver now. Back to Schultz, losing a few yards. Oh, and the disc pops up, but it looks like it'll still be caught there.
Wow.
Corey Gray with the focused catch.
Love finds the disc and sends it into Tori Gray's hands.
Man, they really, it's really a team offense point there for San Diego. A lot of crazy stuff going on with the wind.
Let's take a look there again. We see it
It's a great
to
inside
Ellis, to Weaver, just working that end zone handler motion there. Schultz aiming for the end zone, the front of the end zone, and Gray making sure it is a score.
All right, we got the San Diego D-line back out there.
Looking like a little bit of personnel change on the Oregon Soar offense line, but we do see their regular O-line handlers out there.
All right.
So.
Helton with the pull. Pick up from Matonis. Matonis swings wide to Burris. Back to the center. And that's the end of the first quarter. So this will be the last possession.
Gotta score.
Oregon playing quick give and goes here. San Diego in a bit of a sag. Oh, and a turn. So that's the end of the quarter, folks at home. We've got Oregon 2, San Diego 7.
Quite first quarter. San Diego coming out hot on that first quarter. And Oregon definitely still finding their footing there. I think getting a little more comfortable. The gusts of the winds affecting both teams. We're seeing those throws pop up, especially towards the end zone when we're laser focused on getting the score. What do you think we're going to expect to see in the second quarter?
Well, I mean, I think San Diego is going to continue to just keep pushing the pace of the game. Oregon's feeling a little bit maybe flat-footed, or maybe the heat is kind of affecting them a little bit, where they're kind of dropping easy passes, having discs pop up, not putting enough spin to make the discs get into the hands of their players. And I think San Diego is going to continue to capitalize on that.
And I think we have a sideline interview down by the end zone. Let's let our sideline correspondent, Sydney, take it away.
Hi, y'all. I am down here with Rachel Egan from the Oregon Soar. Rachel, coming out of the first half, what are some changes that you all are hoping to make?
Yeah, I think we're kind of learning the defense that they're playing so far. They're definitely putting a lot of people in the lane, kind of mucking up our offense a little bit. So I think the changes we need to make is really just hitting the open player and playing fundamental frisbee.
We love to hear it. It's also, you can tell it's a little windy down here. How has that affected your play this game so far?
Yeah, I think the elements are definitely a factor. It's pretty hot, a little windy. I feel like in a stadium it's always a little gusty, so kind of just equating ourselves to the swirly wind a little bit. But like I mentioned, really just hitting the first open player and also not being afraid to shoot it deep. We got a nice downwind, upwind situation, so I don't think we've hit maybe one deep look so far. I think that can be a big change going into the rest of the game, is just looking downfield and looking deep.
Well, thank you so much, Rachel. Appreciate having you. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Back to the booth.
Thanks, Sydney. Great to hear from Rachel Egan down there, one of our players to watch. Really a powerhouse on the offense for Oregon. Jory, what are you expecting to see on the second quarter?
I'm hoping to see that Oregon Soar finds their footing a little bit more and doesn't let Superbloom dictate the pace as much as they did in this first quarter. With their goal being on team chemistry and the team atmosphere and building that, I think this is a great opportunity for them to figure out, when San Diego's throwing, for example, when they're throwing on the sag, for figuring out what kind of motion, what kind of movement, whether it's the handlers or cutters, will help them break through that kind of stifling defense.
We got the pull from Elamelik. Oregon's offense setting up. Pull going out of bounds right at the end of the sideline there. Matone is picking it up and walking it up to the brick line for Oregon. San Diego setting up in a little bit of a sag again. Their classic handler D.
Yeah, the goal here being definitely stopping more of the forward motion.
Good find upfield to Luke, who hits Butterfield. Oregon on the sideline now. Great toe in by Matonis on the sideline. Oh, and a D there by Elimelech, just getting in the way of Vogel. A shot deep. Elimelech's in the end zone. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that was an immediate rip by Ellis there, seeing Elimelech streaking deep, but it looked like the sun and the wind, the elements, if you will, got in the way a little bit of that grab by Elimelech.
Yeah, we've seen her do it before. Wouldn't be surprised, but just a little too far. Oregon now with the disc. Looking upfield, San Diego doing a good job of containing. Foul called on Ellis.
Going to the observer, I think that is a contested foul. Observer upholding that foul call, coming in on 0.
Matonis with the disc. Looking upfield, not too much there. Hits the up line, getting bursts. Finding another upline look. So Matonis. Oh no, and into the arms of Iwamoto. Walter gets it, shoots it deep to Pajunas in the area. Who gives a nice floaty look to Peden. Able to reel that in over her head. Again, San Diego with another break, pushing the pace of this game. That is a beautiful look there by San Diego's defense. And just a really quick motion. There's that huge look there from, I think that was Alice, to Pajunas, who just floats it over to Peden.
That was Walter. Walter.
Walter.
To Pajunas, and then continuation to Peden there. Yeah, San Diego definitely coming out strong in this second quarter. Some miscues from Oregon in terms of throws upfield, and then we are seeing San Diego capitalize with some poached Ds and able to take the disc in.
Avery Jones with the pull. Norton with the disc. To the middle of the field to Vogel, who hits Bartlett. Back to Vogel. Vogel looking upfield. Huge gainer there. Quick give and go between Pearson and Dennehy. Dennehy finds Vogel again in the middle of the field, who shoots it deep. Oh, and a big floater there. Great read by number 17, Villamor. That is an Oregon score. Oregon back on the board now. First point of the quarter.
We see Oregon out there celebrating. That was a big play for them.
Love to see it. Okay, so there's that huge look there. And we've got 3-4 San Diego players in the area, but number 17, Villamor, able to just reel that in nice and easy. Great placement on that huck, using the wind to their advantage.
Yeah, I feel like Soar has definitely taken some deep look opportunities, and this is one of the ones that has actually connected and paid off for them. Hoping to see more of those as we continue on in this game and they get a feel for the wind and a feel for the field. Playing against San Diego Superbloom. That was a great timing of a deep cut by Villamor.
We got Poklemba with the pull, falling just short of midfield. So short pull for San Diego offense here. Yu Ishii coming onto the disc. Oregon coming in with their cup. Avery Jones popping in, finding Lexa Stamba on the sideline, who hits Howland. Disc pops up and finds Yu Ishii, using that float to hit Avery Jones. Helton in the backfield now. Back to Jones. San Diego being patient here, waiting for the opportunities to pop through the cup. Yu Ishii hits the deep look. Phillips in the area, and a perfectly placed huck from Yu Ishii for another quick San Diego score.
Yeah, patience is the name of the game when it comes to playing against a junk look on defense. Oregon getting a better handle of the junk look there, causing more throws on the Superbloom side, but that patience, that experience on the Superbloom side, allowing them to break through eventually with that great shot here you can see from Yu Ishii to Kaya Phillips. in the end zone.
Yeah, I think good move by Oregon to keep throwing that zone to really try and slow down San Diego a little bit. I think that San Diego does a good job of the handlers being so experienced and having so much chemistry to get around it, but it is a windy game, so we may see some drops in the future.
Yeah, windy game, and also, like you said, it slows down Superbloom. They have proven that they are great at executing their pull plays, so if a Cup can slow that down and stop the fourth row score from happening, it's a great way to force a turnover.
Matonis hits Bogle in the middle of the field. Shooting it deep to number 14, Galean. Oh, and finds it in the end zone. Beautiful huck look there from Oregon Soar.
Yeah, that is another deep look in this second quarter, paying off for Oregon Soar. Love to see it.
They're wasting no time here on making their offense work quickly. Here we see Burris with the disc. Hits number 83, who shoots it deep. And that beautiful run on by Galean. Just a nice, easy Oregon offensive look.
Definitely now we get to see Oregon defense. Do you think they're going to throw the junk look again?
I mean, I think it's a wise decision. It is more running, of course, but I think that's the right look. Riley with the pull. Oh, and a great D there. That's the D that they were looking for. Riley in the backfield. San Diego trying to clamp down here. Butterfield back to Riley. Hitting Takahashi, who shoots it deep. Oh, and a great grab there by Riley. Sliding into the end zone.
A little kick spike there from Riley. I am loving this momentum coming from Oregon Soar. We are now just under 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Oregon 5, San Diego 9. That is a good score.
Let's take another look from that D there by that Cup. Number 28, Dennehy. And then this great sliding grab from Riley. What a focused catch in the end zone for that Oregon score. That is a break for Oregon. I think the first of the game.
That is correct. Looks like the Cup paid off.
The Cup did pay off. Oregon, I'm excited to see them push the pace a little bit at the beginning because they've come close coming back from deficits in their prior games, but I think at times a little bit too late. If they can keep the momentum up and make back some of these breaks early in this second quarter, I think that'll do really wonders for them for the remainder of this game.
Definitely. Bartlett with a fabulous pull down to San Diego Superbloom.
Stambaugh with the pickup. Hits Uishi in the middle of the field. Swinging it wide to Jones. Jones looking upfield and hits an open Kayla Helton. Lots of space for Zentner there as well. Back to Uishi. To the sideline, hitting Helton, who winds up but doesn't take that deep look.
God, a Helton windup is always terrifying.
We got Stambaugh with the focus grab on a disc that was popping up. Hitting Zentner upfield, who shoots it. Helton in the zone. Easy catch there for San Diego. Beautiful placement by Zentner.
Helton windup almost as terrifying as Helton in the end zone.
Oh, man.
Waiting to get that score.
Good look there from San Diego. All smiles on the field there. Stambaugh with that good catch with the disc popping up. San Diego just using the open side as much as they can. And Zentner with the picture-perfect OI look to Helton, who reads that just beautifully.
Yeah, an interesting decision there by Soar to be pushing the backhand force. I understand, that is using the wind to your advantage, trying to force those pop-up discs, right. But Superbloom able to just slice through and backhand, open side, scored by Helton.
Yeah, it would be good to see a little more clamp-down defense from the downfield defenders of Oregon in those cases. We've got Elamelik with the pull. Beautiful float there, nice and high. Almost to Oregon's end zone. We got Hancock with the disc, hitting Matonis. Matonis finds Takahashi. Back to Matonis. San Diego again in their sag. Clamping down. Oh, and a great poach D by Pajunas.
Taken off immediately.
Walter on the pickup now. Oregon getting set up. Finds Ellie Malik upfield. Pajunas wide open on the open side. San Diego slow to get in their end zone set here, but getting organized now. A call on the field.
That is a timeout call by Bloom.
All right, Coach Helton with the timeout call. What do you think the strategy is there for the timeout?
Well, I think what the coaches saw there was the downfield Superbloom cutters maybe not quite ready to get into the end zone set. Seeing Pajunas on the goal line, a stall count climb in, seems like a perfect time to call in a timeout.
Yeah.
To not only reset the stall, but put in some of your offensive players to have a nice, clean end zone set and just ensure it's another goal.
Agreed. I think San Diego was definitely slow to get into their end zone set, and looking a little bit hectic in that last red zone possession. You know, I think one of the issues San Diego had last home game was a lot of red zone turnovers, and I think that they've seemed to clean that up quite a bit this game, which is good to see, and probably another reason for that timeout being called.
Yeah, definitely, and you do see some personnel change on both sides of the disc. And Bloom setting up in their end zone set. Now Soar defense going to set.
All right, we got Jones with the pickup. Ella Malik in the ISO space. Oregon playing a person defense, hoping to just get a D on good, hard person D. Oh, and Ella Malik finds Helton, no problem. Riley coming in close, but unable to get body position on Helton.
Yeah, Riley bringing the intensity for Soar there. Great pressure there on Helton. Good, clean end zone look from Superbloom there. Cheeky little lefty from Jones to Ellie Malik. Let's take another look.
All right, so here is that poach D there from Pajunas. Great eyes up. Who takes off deep. That lefty backhand from Jones to Ella Malik, who finds Helton in the end zone. Good pressure there from Riley again. But San Diego just moving and working on that end zone.
About halfway through this second quarter, San Diego 11, Oregon 5.
We got Tori Gray with the pull. Great float on the upwind side of the field. Matonis finds Hancock, who opts for Burris. Back to Hancock. Back to Matonis. Oregon handlers just playing a little catch and go. Nelson shoots it deep. Who hits number 28, Dennehy. On the sideline there. Hancock in the area. Looking upfield. Finds Camerat. Camerat hits the dump. Matonis to Burris. Burris looking. No mark yet. Oh, and finds an open Dennehy. Oh, who hits the diving hands of Vogel in the end zone. That is an Oregon score.
And that is a clean score.
That is a clean score, exactly.
As a clean no turns there. Just great motion. What a rip from Nelson there.
Yeah.
Seeing number 28 Dennehy streaking, trusting in that receiver. Let's take a look at that. There's that rip from Nelson again.
Good focus there by Dennehy.
And then some really great patience there in the front of the end zone from Soar. Trusting their end zone set and finding their players. And it looked like that was that Ren Vogel or was that Hancock with the score there?
Hancock with the score, excuse me. Now we've got Oregon's D-line back on. Riley with the pull. But Oregon offsides again. San Diego signaling that they will take the offsides call. And walking up to the middle of the field now. Avery Jones with the pickup. Oregon looking like they're going to be setting up again in their cup. Let's see what San Diego's handlers will do about this. Yu Ishii shooting it over the cup with a beautiful outside in to Helton, who hits Samba with some space. Jones and Ishii moving around the cup. Oh, and an unfortunate poach, but great poach D by Riley. Oh, and another floaty look. Butterfield in the area.
And Butterfield with that grab.
Captain Butterfield. Cameron with the disc. Hits Coles. Coles hits Takahashi on the sideline. A timeout called by Oregon.
I think that is an amazing call to make. This is a really important break opportunity for Oregon. And so it would be a great call to get some more of your offensive players out there, especially this close out to the end zone.
Yeah, let's see that look again. Butterfield just remarkably coming down with this.
Butterfield is tall.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get so huge for that, too.
A couple Bloom players on the ground after that. Not from Butterfield, mind you.
That's why they call it a hospital hug.
Players down, Butterfield up with the
Butterfield
disc.
up. Yeah, for sure. Wipe it on him, really.
As you can see, we have here in our stands the UCSD Pep Band giving us an amazing soundtrack. I love having live music in the stadium.
It is just so great for the ambiance, isn't it?
Yeah. Really brings the Friday Night Lights energy to this game, even though it is a Saturday afternoon in the blistering heat.
Well, that is beautiful San Diego for you. And our UCSD Pep Band is just bringing all of the vibes.
All right, looks like we have Oregon setting up here. Hancock picking up on the sideline with a large wingspan. Ellie Mellick on the mark.
We've got Burrs in the ISO space there. Hancock looking. Finds Matonis. Looking for a swing. But hits Butterfield on the sideline. Oh, and a good save there by Burris. Observers calling it up. Hits Coles.
Soar getting pushed back, but hanging on to the disc.
Oregon on the sideline now. Looking for options. Oh, Ella Mellick dives out. But looking like a foul is called there.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a strip call, given that it looks like the Soar player. Yeah, so it went to the observer, and that was...
Yeah, let's take a quick look here on that.
Yeah, you can see there the Oregon player having stopped the rotation, and the bidding Ellie Mellick getting a hand on it, but given the Soar player stopped rotation, it does stay with them and would be a strip.
Looking deep. Looking for Butterfield. Cole's in the area, though. Cole's looking upfield. Hits Takahashi on the sideline. Takahashi communicating with her fakes. Burris shooting. Oh, and unable to hit a inside look to Butterfield. Yeah, San Diego with another chance.
Unfortunate. Just a little behind Butterfield on that inside look from Burris. And now San Diego back on O.
Ishii shooting it deep. Helton in the area. Oh, and great float on that. Beautiful run on. Pajunas streaking deep. Helton with a nice pass. Oh, but just not enough float for Pajunas to reel that in.
Dropping a little bit at the end there.
That looked really good from where we were at. Just watch that float. Oh, man, inches away. But great bid by Pajunas.
Oregon with another opportunity for the break here.
Matonis now in the end zone. Hits Takahashi. Takahashi looking upfield for Butterfield, but a timeout called.
Second timeout by Oregon, and that is their last for this half. Makes sense with just over 2 minutes left on this second quarter.
Yes, that's right. Oregon pretty close to full field, needing to make up in order to get this score. But I think wise from the coaches to maybe give their players a break and set up a pool play.
Yeah, definitely giving them a break, swapping out personnel as needed, giving folks a rest if they need it. But yes, most importantly, setting up the pool play, probably trying to get as much yardage out of as little throws as possible to get them out of this dangerous zone of their own goal line. Bloom, on the other hand, what do you think kind of defense they're going to throw? Do you think it's going to be a saggy, a cup? They're in the middle of the field, so I feel like something saggy would help stop whatever
it would
play.
help. I think, though, that Oregon being on the low side of the field may be an interesting could be an interesting strategy that Bloom could play. I wonder if they may switch the force just to see how Oregon reacts to try and junk up their pool play. But, you know, I do expect San Diego to come down in that sag like they normally do.
We'll see. Oregon offense out here set, so now Superbloom setting their D.
Vogel, looks like Vogel on the disc. San Diego in that sag, like you said.
Huh.
Norton in the middle. Finds Vogel again. Vogel shoots it deep. Alamelec in the area, though.
What a test.
Great focus, deep look there by Alamelec. Helton to Weaver, who hits Ishii.
Oh, and we have Jones streaking in the end zone. Would have been iconic.
Helton goes up line. Alamelec in the area. And just a nice little hop in. No problem there.
Nice little hop. Catch this. Make sure to feed her in the end zone. And Superbloom able to reel that in. Would have been a break for Soar. Superbloom coming down with that long shot there.
Hello from the booth. There's that look there from Vogel. All right. We got San Diego D-line back out there. Looks like Helton with the pull now. Wind dying down just a little bit. Let's see how this plays well for Oregon Soar. Just going to center the field with Vogel. Bartlett and Vogel playing a little catch there. Hitting Pearson on the sideline. Oh, and a disc pops up. Bartlett able to reel it in. Swings it wide. Dana Nelson shoots it deep. Oh, and Hannah Walter in the area with Kayla Helton. Unable to connect with number 89, Camrat.
Yeah, some tight pressure there from San Diego defense. I like that Soar is taking shots to move the disc as many yards and as fast as possible. Time is of the essence here.
Iwamoto in the middle of the field now. To Walter, who hits upfield Pajunas with yards. Swings it back to the center of the field to Iwamoto. Helton gains a couple. Iwamoto trying to get open, but hits an open Hannah Walter to move the disc. Fakes deep, but opts for Walter for an easy dump. Pajunas gains some yards, but shoots it deep. Alice going. Oh, and there's no problem there for Emma Bartlett, able to knock that down.
Oregon Soar got a long way to march to the end zone here.
Pickup now from Vogel. Hits Bartlett, who shoots upfield there. Foul called, though, by Dennehy on Pajunas. Looks like an uncontested foul. Here it's Nelson upfield. Oh, Oh, man, and just an unfortunate miscommunication there, looks like, to Camerat, who looked like was sweeping deep, but thrower was probably expecting a little undercut. Walter trapped on the sideline now. Hits the middle of the field. Oh, and a great D there. Looks like by number 6, Nelson. Oregon just playing with grit in this quarter. I have to say, a good, hard fight from them. Although the score may not reflect that, I think that I've seen a little bit more energy from them this quarter than I did the first quarter. What do you feel?
Yeah, definitely. As we go into the second half, I am hoping that Oregon is able to keep up this momentum that they built in the second quarter. Definitely seeing more fired up Soar, great pressure, more shots towards the end zone from Soar. And San Diego Superbloom just trying to, again, dictate the pace, make sure that they are scoring their O points as fast as possible, mucking up as defenders out there on the field. I feel like in the second half, we're going to see it's all about who comes out with the more energy right out of the second half. Yeah. So I think in the locker room talk or halftime talk for Oregon Soar, it's probably going to be, let's take a collected breath. Our energy is building. We're doing great. We're finding more of that chemistry on this field. We're feeling out the Bloom defense. Now let's maybe holster a couple of those shots. Let's communicate a little bit more on offense. And I think on defense, they're doing a great job at pressuring.
Agreed.
I think their cup and their junk look are definitely slowing down Superbloom, so maybe even taking it the next step and being a little more aggressive, looking for a poach D on their side of things, forcing the turnovers rather than waiting for the disc to get turned.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they've been able to generate turns on their offense, and once they get the rhythm of their offense and are able to punch in a few more, I think they're going to be just off to the races. San Diego is not impervious to that zone, and I think that they have struggled with it a little bit. The handlers have been able to go around, and I think if the downfield zone clamps down a little bit more and prevents some of those over-the-cup looks, Oregon is going to get a lot more turns, and I think offense will get many more opportunities to punch in some more breaks and make up that deficit.
Yeah, definitely opportunity for interesting looks in the second half. And Superbloom, I think, talking about this second half, probably, again, more just tinkering on, I feel like their defensive looks are doing a great job doing what they want to do, but probably a little more feedback on offense, maybe, again, same kind of thing, taking a breath. If it's not, if you see 2 Oregon Soar defenders in the deep zone with, yes, one of your favorite receivers, maybe think a second, is this the best shot? Because, yes, scoring fast is great, and the point diff is important, but they have plenty of open cutters out there to hit, and I think they also trust all of their cutters as well, so easy shots can be taken and then a wind up to some of those bigger ones.
Well, thanks everyone at home. Hope you guys have enjoyed this first half. We are going to cut to a quick commercial break before we start our second half.
Drop, I know they gon' lean. World debut, I know they gon' fiend. Everything Mississippi to the Palm Springs. Girls from brunettes down to blonde queens. You know you like that. 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 You know you like that.
protein is only for extreme athletes who eat dominance.
Actually, let's skip that part. Combat Candy is for everyone who trains hard and deserves better than choking down powder. 5 grams of science-backed creatine and a gummy that turns supplement routine into something to look forward to. Just because your workout is serious business doesn't mean your creatine supplement is me. Combat Candy. Making strength frickin' delicious. Try it at combatcandies.com.
Fired up, I just jumped out of my seat.
Wow, what a beautiful grab.
Welcome back to sunny San Diego, actually super sunny San Diego today. I will not stop talking about this heat because it definitely affects the kind of play that we are seeing out there, and what I really don't want to see in the second half are the infamous crampings from all that heat. We are coming back into the second half with San Diego leading by 12 to an Oregon 6. Let's take a look at how that first half went.
Here's that look from a good amount of poach Ds here from both sides, to be honest. I have to say that there was a lot of miscues between the teams and just the other opponents able to just junk it up.
Yeah, definitely. I do think what we're seeing as the poach Ds on San Diego's side is that is a production, that is an effect of the junk look that they are throwing. You know, the point is you have those players in the lanes kind of blocking the thrower's view, and then you have those downfield defenders making a downfield cutter look more open than they are, and then bam, you take that opportunity. And then we are seeing some of these great shots and catches here from Soar as they ramped up the intensity. Wow, what a great catch here from Riley. That is still one of my favorite catches. And a little kick spike there. But definitely Soar ramping up the intensity in that second quarter, trying to build that momentum as they come out in the second half on defense. Here we go.
Kemba with the pull. Nice floaty one there. Great hang time for Oregon Soar to come down. Got Nissen with the disc, who hits Leslie in the middle of the field. Again, Oregon with their cup. Finds Weaver through the hole. Back to Ellis, who finds Leslie for a quick give and go. Looking upfield. Hits Gray, who shoots it deep to Schultz, but Oregon in the way. Oh, my goodness. An unfortunate
that is painful
moment there for Pokemba.
That is a floaty throw there from Gray. 2 Oregon defenders there and an Oregon block, but Schultz able to stay focused and reel it in there.
Oh, man.
That is one of the worst feelings because you go from the high of, yes, I got that block.
There's Pokemba really tracking it down. And that D.
Yeah, great
here.
Positioning. Goes up,
Look
gets
at Schultz,
the D.
though. Schultz's eyes just following the disc. Oh, and what focus from Schultz.
Focus on such a bobbling disc, too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a D that kept that disc spinning. It was a D that then made it a wobbly disc on the way down.
Really good work by Schultz. Good to see them back here. Took a couple weeks off for college regionals and other stuff, but really one of the powerhouses of San Diego's offense. All right, we've got Helton with the pull now. San Diego defense looking ready. Matonis with the pickup. Hitting Hancock in the middle of the field. San Diego again in their sag. Finding Butterfield. Butterfield pokes it into Hancock again. Not much movement downfield from Oregon. Hamlin's really working.
See a wall of Bloom right behind the cup.
Burris and Vogel playing a little catch to Matonis. Matonis finds Burris, who's able to sneak it up to Takahashi on the sideline. Burris looking to move it around back to center field. Finds Vogel, who hits Coles. Vogel hits Burris, who hits Vogel again. Back to Coles.
Bloom really staying in this junk look.
Yeah, but able to find a breakthrough to Takahashi. Takahashi really owning the offense here. A little collision there, but players reset. Takahashi looking for options. Able to find number 9, Rachel Egan, for the bailout. Oh,
looks like there was a stall called back on by Helton
on Takahashi. All right, observer saying it was not a stall, so disc will stay with the next throw, which would be to Egan in the middle of the field. See the disc reset now. Egan on the disc. Oregon looking to get into their end zone set. Ooh, Burris in the back, who finds Butterfield for a beautiful round break. Pick called. Players catching up in their end zone.
Buttery break from Burris.
Yeah, that was a really nice look. The disc is still with Butterfield. Lexa Stambach on Superbloom on the disc. Looks like there's a discussion on what stall the disc should come in on. Disc is in. Butterfield looking for options. Burris striking up line, but opting for number 22, Hancock. He finds Butterfield again. Butterfield and Hancock playing a little bit of catch here. Oh, and 2 Superbloom players in the area.
That
Great
was a
coverage.
good box out by Zettner there. Man, that was great patience and focus by Soar. Made it all the way out to the end zone.
Jones with the disc, finds Ishii for the break. San Diego going deep, Helton's there, but Takahashi's in the zone. Great D there by Takahashi, able to take the right line. Ooh, and a diving Stamba. Burst with the disc, trying to regain focus, but a miscue there from the handlers. Helton picking up. Lexa Stamba streaking deep, but Helton decides to take a breather. Kaya Phillips on the sideline now. Finds a diving Stamba, but not able to reel it in. Just getting pushed out of bounds, looks like.
Yeah, Wynn pushing it out of bounds on that high side.
Matonis with the pickup. Finds Vogel. Excuse me, Hancock. Hancock with the disc. Looking for options, but hits Matonis again. Who shoots it deep. Got a Coles running. Can't she catch up?
Oh, yes.
Wow. Great run there. Takahashi streaking deep as well. Trying to give some help. San Diego with good coverage. Oh, but Takahashi able to sneak free. Who punches it into a sneaky little Burris.
Oh, man.
That was
everything clenched.
That was a quick give and go motion there from Oregon.
I mean, it makes sense. You know, you have the opportunity. You want to get ahead of Bloom, able to set their defense. So you throw these little dink and doink throws, but
let's see that. Let's see that throw to Coles to hitting Takahashi.
Yeah, what a great rundown by Coles there.
Yeah, beautiful. And Takahashi also did a beautiful job of just getting open 2 Blue defenders in the area in the end zone, but somehow they managed to get free.
Yeah, I know Takahashi has definitely been in the running for Player of the Week in the past. Oregon Soar relying on her a lot to not only help on offense or move the offense, but you saw the great heads-up D in the deep against Helton there.
Absolutely.
Very dynamic player.
Nearly with the bookends. We got Po Klemba with the pull. Iwamoto with the pickup, who hits Walters in the middle of the field. San Diego setting up in a side stack with Pajunas in the ISO, but Oregon Soar able to junk that up. Iwamoto and Ellis playing a little bit of back and forth around the cup. Oh, nice little goaltee throw there. Iwamoto in the middle of the field. No stall on Iwamoto, though.
Yeah, melted into a person, leaving the disc unguarded for a sec.
Ellis hits Elamelik, who finds Peden. Peden's trapped on the sideline, looking for options. Has Iwamoto for a swing. To Elamelik. Ooh, tries to hit Walters, but the disc just dies there. Turn for San Diego. And a break chance for Oregon. We got Matonis on the disc. Finds Nelson upfield for a huge gainer. Ooh. Nelson shoots it deep. Oh, but unable to connect.
What a boost from Nelson there. It feels like the pace that Oregon Soar is trying to set right now is definitely a faster one. They're trying to make up the point diff here.
Yes.
And it's going to result in some of these miscues, but I appreciate the intensity and the effort to move as fast as possible.
Luke, another good player in the air, the coach was saying, and I think if they can get the disc to Luke in another possession, I think that'll be good for them.
Yeah, looks like Oregon Soar is setting the cup again.
Iwamoto in the backfield finds Walter. Walter back to Iwamoto through the cup. Oregon looking like they're melting back into person. Who hits Pajunas? Great gainer. Iwamoto's every other, who shoots it deep. Peden's in the area. Oh, and a great read by Peden. He finds Walter. Walter looking for options. Oh, and a great threading the needle look to find Peden. Cheeky little end zone score there. San Diego not even needing to set up in a proper end zone, just making the connections they need to.
Yeah, Walter having eyes for Peden, and Peden only in that, trusting her receiver. Let's take another look.
Oh, and a beautiful deep look from Iwamoto, and what a read by Peden there. Great line. And there's Walter just threading the needle to find Peden.
What a zinger.
And those connections between the San Diego players has been a really nice thing to watch. I just feel like they're coming into themselves, and well, I'm just really excited to see what they do at championship weekend.
Definitely. We are seeing Oregon Soar O-line out there again.
Schultz with the pull.
See Butterfield out there for Soar.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to try to do a big throw to Butterfield
a little pull play?
downfield.
All right, let's see. Schultz with the pull. We got Norton. Finds Vogel. Back to Norton. Back to Vogel. Doing a little give and go here. Hitting Camrat in the mix. San Diego still in their zone.
Yeah, this 3-3-1 is definitely slowing down.
And a great
Soar.
look from Gillian to Butterfield with the big gainer. Unable to connect, though, with Vogel up flying. San Diego now with the break chance.
Yeah. Break chance here by San Diego.
Yu Ishii coming in with the disc. Nika Leslie going up line. But Yu Ishii shoots it deep. High stall. We got Weaver in the area. Beautiful run on. Ooh. Gray there. Oh, but a bobble and a drop there. Unfortunate. Mars bow. Oh, and a call maybe on the field.
The call all the way back at the thrower, Yu Ishii, with the mark there. Camrat. Wondering if it is a stall call.
It appears that the disc has resulted in a turn. I'm not sure what the call on the field was, though.
Looks like the observers are chatting with each other to make sure they are all on the same page with the outcome of this call. If it is a stall down at the throw, and then it resulted in a turn downfield.
Oh, well, it looks like there was a call that was upheld. Sorry, that was overturned by the observer. And now the disc will stay with the next throw, which is with Weaver.
I see, because the call happening with Ishii means one continuation was allowed, which is why it's going back to Weaver before the misthrow to Gray. Not Gray, sorry, Marsbow.
All right, so San Diego with the disc. Weaver close to the end zone. Just a resetting.
Quick thank you to our observers, making sure we get through those calls correctly. Wow.
Whoa. Okay, that was crazy. We got Weaver back to Peden. Peden back to Weaver in a crazy OI flick huck to the very corner of the end zone.
Honestly, a lucky chance there. Maybe not exactly just luck, but a lucky chance there by Bloom to get another shot on goal there after the outcome of that call, bringing the disc back to Weaver. And here we see Weaver then scoring that goal in the back of the end zone.
Good looks there by San Diego, having a lot of trust in their receivers and taking those looks even if they're tight windows. I think they've had a lot of good chances for small tight windows and the receivers really being focused and coming down with the disc in the end. We've got the Oregon O-line looking ready, doing some strategizing there. Kayla Helton with the pull. We've got 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter.
Superbloom 15, Oregon 7.
Hancock finds Coles. Back to Hancock, who hits Matonis. Matonis fakes deep, but opts for Burris on the sideline. Burris looking for Hancock. Hancock shakes free.
Downfield a little deep for the pushback that the handlers got.
Egan breaks free. Looking for the dump again to Hancock, who hits Burris. Burris for a gainer to Coles. Coles shoots it. Has Luke in the air. Oh, great deep.
Looks like we have a foul call on that defensive play there.
So Zettner on the disc having a conversation with looks like Luke. All right, but looks like the foul was retracted, and it will result in a San Diego possession. There's that look from Cole.
And that's a beautiful thing about these calls from players. You know, if you do make the call and you talk, you know, with the other party involved and decide.
Oh, great D there by Rachel Egan. Oregon with another possession. Cole's on the end zone line here. Trying to shake free. Oh, no, and just another miscue to Takahashi.
Throws still popping up from that wind.
Yeah. That end zone particularly has had some dodgy end zone looks for both teams. Jones at the discs. Finds Savinsky.
There's always a curse end zone, that's true.
Helton winds deep. Looking for Stambaugh. Oh, can't save it though.
I love the vision there. I know that was an open spot. That is.
Yep. Matonis on the disc. Stambaugh with the mark. Helton gets it back. Looks like a timeout is called.
Yeah, if you, like me, were wondering why all the players were stopped on the field, it was because Coach Goose Helton of Bloom was trying to call a timeout.
That's right.
Players on the field heard it. Rest of us did not hear it yet, including the observers. We are now caught up. It is a timeout for Bloom.
It is a quick timeout. All right. Well, we will jump to a quick commercial break here.
So fired up, I just jumped out of my seat.
Wow! What a beautiful grab.
All right, we're back out of the Superbloom timeout. San Diego is getting set up. And Oregon now, defense, also getting in position. We've got Avery Jones with the disc, with Bartlett on the mark. San Diego setting up in a side stack with Ella Melick as the ISO. Riley playing good defense, though, so Jones opts for Iwamoto in the backfield. Finds Gray, who hits Ellis. Ellis shooting again to Gray. Gray trapped on the sideline, looking for the dump. Hits Jones and a cheeky upline. Using the width of the field there. San Diego handlers doing a great job.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Great look there. Oregon defense really ratcheting up the pressure. But San Diego able to stay cool, calm, and collected there.
It's like a double tap bid there
it looks
from
like
Oregon.
There's a call, though. A few throws back between Galean and Peden.
I did not see any hand signals, so I don't know what the call was.
It looks like there was a foul called.
I'm wondering actually if it was a foul call or if it was a travel call. Are they discussing disc space or momentum of steps? Foul? Mm-hmm. Looks like a foul.
Maybe it is a offensive foul.
Do you ever feel like one of those lip reading videos when you are trying to decipher what calls are happening on the field?
It is quite hard. I have to agree.
And we're back in motion.
Iwamoto to Ellis. Ellis to Iwamoto. Back to Ellis. Right outside the end zone. Just a little catch with their friends.
Wow, wow, wow. Just a little bob and weave there from some UC San Diego alumni. What team haven't they played on together? But can we go back and talk about the double bids that happened there on defense by Soar?
That is something we have to catch a replay of.
Look at this one. Here's the first one.
Oh,
I love the effort there. And then, so close from Riley there.
What?
Making Ellie Mellick arguably go down for that disc as well.
Oh, man. That was Sylvie Barnes on the first attempt and then Riley on the second attempt.
Yeah, there's a intensity that Soar is bringing.
Yeah. I think they have a lot to be proud of in this game, and San Diego hasn't had an easy run. I do commend Oregon for really putting on the pressure and ratcheting up their energy for this second half. It's not really showing in terms of the number of breaks that they've been able to pull back with, but I do think that we've definitely seen a momentum shift for the team, and excited to see how it keeps progressing this next quarter. We've got just over a minute left in the third quarter.
Pull going out of bounds, so Soar able to take it up to the brick.
Bartlett with the disc, and San Diego unsurprisingly coming in their sag. Poklemba hits Lee, but unfortunate drop there. San Diego taking their time to set up. Walter coming up to the disc. Oregon also in a sag, and Riley with a genius high IQ poach D. Great look. Oh, and a shot deep for Poklemba. Barnes in the area, but unable to come down with it. What a huge grab.
That was a little bit of almost a cliffhanger there. We saw Barnes going up in there, realizing, not quite.
Oh, man.
And managing great field awareness there on that back of the end zone line. Able to make sure that foot stayed in bounds for the catch. Wow, and that was an amazing little poach D there from Riley. Riley, I feel like we keep saying Riley's name.
Yeah. They've just been too good on this. There's Poklemba with that huge look. And Barnes.
Oh, not quite.
Oh, man, I really
Still
thought,
in.
Man, that faked me out, too, I have to say.
Yeah, from the angle we're looking at, scary.
But great awareness from Barnes to come down with that. I think that's a huge point for Oregon. Just over 30 seconds left in this quarter. Poklemba with the pull.
Ooh, looks like all those San Diego receivers are going to one side of the field.
Oh, it looks like a side stack. Got Schultz in the ISO position here, but Oregon coming down in their cup, junking up the whole thing. Nissen in the middle. Finds Leslie on the side. To Schultz. Back to Leslie. Nissen hits Uishi. Uishi looking for options, but the zone really junking it up. Oregon doing a good job of forcing San Diego for small passes, looking to hopefully get a D in there.
Yeah, time has run out, so this is the last possession. Oregon is definitely looking for the D to just stop another score by Bloom, and Bloom needing to make sure they stay
Nissen hits a deep.
Oops.
High stall, had to get rid of it.
Yeah, that is the move. So that ends our third quarter. San Diego 16, Oregon 8. Some great plays out there on both sides. Really keeping the every point exciting here.
we are going to hear from the players hopefully shortly.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to hear from one of Superbloom's players for a quick little third quarter interview. All right, we're heading into the final quarter. I am excited to see what both sides bring as our sideline correspondent, Sydney, makes her way over. Let's go ahead and cut down to the field. Sydney, what do you got for us?
Great to hear. Thanks, Sydney. And yes, happy Mother's Day to all the moms, the mom figures, and
Moms at heart.
Moms at heart, especially.
You know, one of my favorite parts about the game so far, the cute little spikes that the players are doing down there.
Do you ever just, feel like there's just not enough discs around?
Well, not when I'm watching a Western Ultimate League game because of our sponsor, Discraft, able to provide enough discs on the sideline, even if one of those spikes ends up warping the disc a little.
Yes, Discrafts are the official disc of the Western Ultimate League. Superbloom themed Discrafts are available at our merch table. Please go check them out. Man, it's been really hot as well, Jory, hasn't it?
I know, and I gotta say, when it's hot out, do you ever feel like, the palms get a little sweaty? You're a little worried about those catches?
Well, great thing, because we do have friction gloves, the original and most popular gloves for Ultimate and Disc Golf. So thank you to Friction Gloves for being the official glove of the Western Ultimate League.
Wow, thank you so much for securing those catches.
And last but certainly not least, Breakmark is the official apparel provider of the Western Ultimate League and have made this season's brand new jersey designs possible. Thank you, Breakmark, for your sponsorship of Superbloom and the WUL.
And we're returning to the field to watch our favorite players in some snazzy Breakmark jerseys start the fourth quarter of this game.
Riley with the big gainer. Finds Bartlett to Egan.
Woo!
And a great grab by Egan there.
That is a big play for Soar right out of the
that was
break.
Klemba to Egan. And a great old kick spike there with that Discraft disc.
Here we go. We see Riley looking.
There's Bo Klemba with a great run on. And a quick shot to Egan with a stunning layout grab.
Yeah, getting around the defender there just to make sure that Egan is able to secure the score.
Egan, one of those real powerhouse players for Oregon. I think that she has been one of those players that's been a reliable outlet for the Oregon offense downfield, especially when the handlers have been doing a lot of the work. Egan is somehow sometimes able to just break free and get some good gainers and come down with these hard shots that really hype up the team.
Yeah, definitely. We are seeing these pockets of just like great chemistry, great movement from Oregon Soar, and it just really makes me excited for this team, for the future that they have in the league and the way that they're only going to keep building.
Poklamba with the pull. San Diego offense coming out here now. Disc in the middle of the field. Pajunas picks up. Who hits Iwamoto and streaks immediately deep, but Iwamoto is muddled by the cup, so opts for Ellis instead. Walter now on the sideline, who finds Ellis in the middle of the field, signaling for her cutters to come closer. Walter finds Iwamoto around the cup to Peden. Peden fakes deep. Iwamoto comes through the cup to Ellis on the sideline. I was looking for options, but no one there. Ellis finds, and a stall was called. Nelson on the disc, some discussion there, maybe on contact.
Yeah, it was definitely a high stall, so I'm wondering if it was, nope, it looks like it was a foul call.
I see. Yeah, it looks like a contact call and then maybe a violation because stall did not drop.
That is fair.
Ellis shoots deep, looking for Iwamoto. Oh, who toes it in?
Toes it in over a Soar player to keep that safe.
Wow, that is great footwork by Iwamoto.
Iwamoto, also sometimes known as Iwamotos.
I can see why. Let's take a look at that again just to see what we're seeing here. Ellis with that nice OI, and Iwamoto just with the toes. Oh, stunning. Oh, man, what focus there by Iwamoto.
Is the secret to Ellis's OI throws there just like lifting as much as she does, you know?
I don't know. One can only dream. But
One can only dream to have arms
later,
like Ellis.
Later today to find out if I can throw like that. You won't. Anyway, back with San Diego's defense on the line. We've got Tori Ray with the pull. This is their first home game in San Diego, and they have really been showing out. Nice pull there, upwind.
Organo setting up.
Finds Vogel. Back to Matonis. Matonis looking upfield, but stifled by San Diego's D. Back to Vogel in the center of the field. Oh, and Mika Leslie able to mess up that dump look there. Intended receiver looks like Burris.
Yeah, able to muck up that play wearing friction gloves, mind you.
Oh, there you go. Nissen with the pickup. Finds Gray. Quick give and go to Ellis. Back to Nissen. Ooh. Almost a miscue there, but Nissen able to hold on and find Weaver. Weaver streaking up line, but opts for Schultz on the break side dump. San Diego looking a little bit hectic in their end zone set. But good connection to Nissen. Ellis goes break. Weaver on the end zone line. Back to Ellis. Ellis finds Schultz. Can she go down with it? Yes! Oh, what a grab there by Abby Schultz. Able to keep her toes in. What focus there by San Diego's end zone.
Yeah, really running through their end zone set, the weave there. Able to, you know, when the up lines are not there, looking for that break swing and then moving back and forth.
Nice deed by Leslie. Here is that end zone set.
Shooting.
Ooh. Great grab by Schultz there. I really thought that was going to pop up. That one-handed grab made me nervous, but
when
nice
you know, you
there.
know.
When you know, you know. Exactly. If you're Oregon, what do you think is the strategy for the last 9 minutes of this game, Jory?
I think the strategy is just following what they've been focused on through this game, which is the building of the chemistry of their O-line and their D-line, the tinkering with their defensive looks as well as their offensive looks, and making sure, like you said, that they're proud of every point. And I think they've been putting on amazing pressure defensively. There have been some miscues on offense, but they are working.
Oh, and a huge look there from Norton. Got Riley in the end zone. Oh, and a D there by Kayla Helton. Quick pick up to Savinsky. Savinsky finds Stamba. Jones with a big gainer there. Up to Zentner. San Diego marching. Lots of handlers in the backfield for San Diego.
Yeah, a little bit of a chaos there.
Oh, and a good look there from Helton to Kaya Phillips, but this doesn't float as much as they wanted it to. Oregon possession now. Norton going for the pickup. Stand by on the mark. Oh, Norton hits a diving Bartlett, able to save that possession.
Gotta get it out of that end zone.
Makes it up to Riley. Still on the sideline, though, but a few more yards. Norton hits Bartlett. A little bit more on the east and west movement. Oh, and there's a big look there to Sylvie Barnes. Great catch up there.
Amazing. Definitely need an outlet. There
Looking
you go,
for
Riley.
Riley. Riley's got options in the end zone. Back to Barnes. Barnes is looking. Opts for Bartlett. To Norton. Norton's looking. Oh, and a timeout call there by Oregon.
I agree with that call.
I agree.
You know,
I think
you
Oregon's
got,
looking a little bit hectic.
7 minutes left in this quarter. It was looking a little hectic, high stall. That's the right time to call a timeout. Get an offense look and let Oregon work their red zone look. What do you think Bloom would cook up in this defensive?
You know, in these red zone and defensive end zone looks for Superbloom, they've been putting an extra poach in the ISO area, which I think has been a good look. If Oregon has studied the film, I think they would be able to notice that and maybe do a play where somebody from the back of the stack or the middle of the stack comes out as kind of a secondary option for the handlers.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
I think that might be a good option. And it was kind of actually the play that San Diego did against Seattle last week in overtime, allowing them to secure that win. But we'll see what they play here. I mean, Oregon looking like they're setting up in a traditional end zone set, vertical stack. Likely the cuts coming from the front. I think this looks like Zoe Luke in the front of the stack. Hancock with the disc. Yeah, and there you see Superbloom with their 3 defenders on the ISO. Luke with the disc. Oh, and a bobble there from, I think that's Hancock. Alamelic going deep. Schultz shoots it. Alamelic's got steps. Oh,
that was Jones. That was a classic Jones backhand.
Jones. Oh, Alamelic finds Kayla Elton. Oh, bobbles it on the end zone line and finds Iwamoto. That was a lot going on. I don't know if you guys all caught that at home.
There was a lot going on. Maybe we can look back at it, see it again. It looked like a bobble on Soar and then immediate pickup by Jones there, who saw Ellie Mellick streaking, said, let me fake, and then release that big backhand. Here we go. Let's see that replay.
See Ellie Mellick with the bobble there, and then another great grab from Helton, but just outside the end zone line. He taps it and then finds Iwamoto right there on the sideline. That's a Superbloom score.
And a quick one.
And a quick one.
On that turn.
I mean, good play by San Diego to on that poach end zone. Just putting on the pressure for Oregon and causing some miscues from the handlers to allow them to regain possession.
Definitely.
Alamelic with the pull. Norton with the pickup, who finds Vogel in the middle of the field. The Oregon stack a little bit deep. Denny with the disc, who gets Bartlett. Oh no, and a turn.
Ellie Mellick, I think, got a hand on that.
Yeah, it looks like there was a hand on that, maybe. So Walters will pick up. Camera on the disc. Pajunas is going deep. Walters shoots it. No one in the area. Pajunas looking for options there. Who finds Walter? Back to Pajunas. A quick give and go. That's another Superbloom score.
A classic little give and go. Oh, what a nice celebration. Just a hug between friends.
Another break for San Diego.
Yeah, it looks like Ellie Mellick got a hand in there longer than you think. And she, you already think she's long, but...
Let's see if we can take a peek at that hand.
There
oh,
it is.
Nice. Pajunas. What a great spot for Pajunas and Walter to just meet.
I do want to point out this was a great pickup in the end zone area by Soar. They covered the first two options, so Pajunas had to go back to the outlet of Walter.
That's a great point.
And then Walter and Pajunas doing that give-go. Always hard to cover a give-go like
Absolutely.
that. But yeah, they did a great job of making sure the next two options were not available after that big shot.
Superbloom just moving and grooving over here. All right, we've got Schultz at the pole now. Matonis with the disc, who finds Hancock. Back to Matonis. Hancock looking back for Matonis, who's going to shoot it deep. They got Pokemba in the air. Oh, and a nice float to find Jackie Riley in the end zone.
That was a beautiful point there. Slicing and dicing up the field. Soar getting that score as quick as possible. That's the potential I see with Soar.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing point to watch.
I think that they've got good, on those points where they have the good decision making and making the right shots, they're really able to move the disc quickly. And if they had done a little bit more of that in the first half, I think the score would be looking a little bit different.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think they were able to capitalize. As you can see here, there was maybe a little communication or lag in the Superbloom pickup in that defense. It looked like they were maybe trying something a little different, and so we're able to capitalize there to make those quick throws up the field. And now they get to pull on defense. Riley with the disc.
Superbloom offense coming in. Issue with the pickup. Ooh, disc goes back. Rolling to the corner of the field.
Couldn't ask for a better pull.
This is a good opportunity for Oregon to get a break in. Oh, and Kayla Helton shoots it deep. Kaya Phillips in the area. Can she run onto it? Oh, man, unable to catch up.
A little connection issue there with that pairing in this game.
Yeah. Kaya Phillips has been a really good pickup for Superbloom this year. Nonetheless. We got Vogel with the disc. Hits Riley. Riley shoots it deep, but the disc pops up. Avery Jones in the area. Able to knock that away for Topumba. Ooh, Helton winds up. Good ops for a nearby Jones. Jones looking up line. Finds Ishii. Ooh, and a great save from Jones, who hits Zettner on the break side. San Diego really using the width of the field here. Oh, who finds Kai Phillips upfield.
Avery Jones going every other.
Yeah, it looks like. Jones to Ishii. Back to Jones. Call on the field. Looking like a pick.
Pick downfield with the cutters.
Jones looking. Lefty backhand to find Alexa Stambaugh. Oh, and a timeout is called now by San Diego.
Looks like there might also be a call downfield.
Oh, injury called.
Maybe a player got stepped on.
It looks like.
Looks like we're figuring out a few calls. Definitely a timeout call somewhere in there.
Let's take a look at what happened here. Oh, there's that injury there, looks like.
Maybe not quite an injury. Maybe would have been a foul call. Unsure. Timeout call does stand, though. Superbloom making the call to do a timeout in front of their end zone as they do some personnel change out there to make sure that they are running a good, clean red zone set.
We have got just under 4 minutes left in the last quarter.
San Diego 20, Soar 10. As you probably expect at this point in the game, during this kind of heat out there on the field, this is when players are really feeling it. They're feeling the need for electrolytes.
Yeah.
So you have to be wary of like any sort of cramping that might come up, and make sure players stay as safe as possible.
Yeah. Goose Helton was mentioning the importance of having making sure that they're giving players the rest that they need who maybe are nursing some lingering injuries, because going into champ weekend, they want to make sure that they're best prepared for what's to come. Ellis finds Schultz. San Diego back at it. Oh, and a great break side look to find Tori Gray. Schultz to Gray in the end zone. That is another San Diego score.
Yeah, a good look right out of the timeout. Here we see Ellis moving, clearing that space, so then Schultz does have a clean look out there on the break side to Gray. Hard spot for a defender to cover when you're looking at the open side as the next viable thing.
All right, we have got Alamalik with the disc. San Diego coming out with some of their defensive specialists again. There you can see Coach Putnam talking to the team.
Yeah, Putnam being a almost legendary player in the Oregon scene with 20-plus years of experience playing, coaching, winning.
Yeah. We got Hancock with the disc, who finds Matonis. San Diego coming down in their sag again. Cole's in the middle of the field. Finds Hancock. Back to Takahashi. Butterfield with massive gainer upfield. Back to Matonis in the middle of the field. Luke with a good gainer, who finds Butterfield. No mark, though. San Diego Superbloom opting to cover the downfield. Burris now trying to switch it. Hits Cole's break side. Coles finds Butterfield. Back to Coles, who goes up line. Oh, and a nice quick cut by Hancock. But an unfortunate drop there for Oregon Soar. Walter with the disc on the sideline.
Quick check in there. Looks like Bloom wasn't quite ready. Now getting going.
Alamalik in the middle of the field. Give and go with Pajunas and Alamalik. San Diego stack a little bit deep at the moment, but Bile able to find the poach and get a big yardage gain. Pajunas looking downfield. Hits Peden. Oregon's downfield defense not looking too precise here, because you see there's Bile very open for a huge shot from Peden for another San Diego score.
Yeah, you have to wonder how much the same day travel, the heat, the whole external conditions of it is now showing up and wearing down on the Oregon Soar players. Mm-hmm. They have been playing hard, and it looks like actually on that throw there that was a turn, it looks like Ellis did get a hand on the disc. And then here we see Bile with the score. But yeah, how much the external conditions of everything are weighing and wearing on these players. A travel game is always a little bit more on the body.
Absolutely. We'll see how well San Diego can finish out this game. Got Gray with the pull. And that is floating nicely. Will it stay in bounds? No, disc is in bounds. Bartlett with the pickup. Looking up line. Hits Vogel. San Diego with some good handler defense, but Bartlett able to poke through and find Norton. Back to Bartlett, going every other here almost. To Vogel. Oh, Vogel trying to connect with Pearson maybe. But San Diego Superbloom in the area.
Looks like Mars Bow with the D there.
Nissen with the pickup. Oh, a great creative throw there to find Gray. Gray winds up, looking for Weaver. Oh, Weaver laying out, but unable to connect with it. The disc taking an odd shape there. Oregon is off to the races now. Norton with the disc. Finding Bartlett. Bartlett winds up, but finds Pearson instead. Back to Norton. Vogel is on the sideline here. Norton getting creative, finding an upfield look here to Pearson. Back to Norton, great look there. And a good floater. Oh, man.
Oh, that was a great leading passer. Looks like the number 17, Villamor, just not quite able to catch up to the disc.
Great creative throws and looks from Oregon, though, on that offensive possession.
Yeah, working their way up. It was 2 times now, all the way to the end zone.
Nissen with the disc on the sideline. Finds Ishii. San Diego using the east and west movements of the disc. Finds Gray. Mars Bow with lots of yards in the middle of the field. Hits Nissen to find Ishii. Schultz in the middle of the field. Lots of younger players here on this line. Good to see the youth on San Diego Superbloom really having a good moment. That's the end of the fourth quarter.
Time has expired, so this is the last possession of the game. Bloom marching up. Oh, and then
that's a huge save. Massive D there by number
Dennehy there, signaling not gonna happen. And so we close out this game. San Diego 22, Oregon 10. A great finisher for San Diego's last home game of the season, and a great showing by Oregon Soar. Big plays there on both sides. Great defensive pressure, as well as some fun defensive bids. And then Oregon Soar will be on their way to their final home game next weekend against Seattle. I know they already faced Seattle this season, and now they get to finish out their season facing them again, but this time on home turf, hopefully with that home field advantage.
Yeah.
And then San Diego Superbloom on their way next weekend to face the other team in the top spots, Colorado Alpenglow.
That will be one you do not want to miss.
Just a little preview of the championship weekend, I imagine, if they see each other during champ weekend. We just want to take a moment to thank all of the volunteers who help at these games, as well as our observers. And if you enjoyed watching this stream live for free on YouTube, please consider donating to the Western Ultimate League, who makes these games possible for viewing on YouTube. Or, visit your local home game in your own city.
That's right. And if you didn't get enough action during this game, make sure to stay tuned for the game at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Colorado Alpenglow versus Arizona Sidewinders.
Yeah, I think that's the Arizona Sidewinders' last home game as well for the season. So stay tuned for the next game today. I have been your color commentary, Jory Moore.
And I've been your play-by-play, Neha Weinker. Let's take a look at the Discraft play of the game. We got Ellis with the disc. Oh, I know.
Just directing the theater there.
We got Iwamo Toes in the end zone.
Ooh, wow.
Ballerina.
Was that pirouette?
It's what I would call my pirouette.
Just a great Great play there from Iwamoto, making sure the disc was secured, safety was secured, and Foss's assist stat was secured.
It's really just for the stats at this point. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. As we said, if you want some more action, please stay tuned for the 7 p.m. game, Colorado Alphago versus Arizona Sidewinders. Appreciate you all for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Tori and Neha out.